Hello and welcome to another episode of Sailing with Us.
During our last voyage and with the engine running, we noticed water accumulating in the engine bilge. The taste test showed it was salt water. After some investigation, we found the fault to be water dripping from the underside of the Volvo Penta raw water pump. I'm about to show you where the water leaks from on the pump with the engine running. Please be careful doing this. I've already lost the end of a finger getting it trapped in some rotating machinery, so be careful. And the good news is I get to go to the chandlery. Yay!
Well, here we are. My chauffeur's just arrived. Where are we off to today then, dear?
Take you to your favourite shop.
Awesome.
Have you found what you're looking for, Rob?
No, I was thinking of something a bit more shiny. So, having spent nearly £50 on this kit, I'll show you what you get. Oh, by the way, I'll put the part number down below as well while this is on. So you get two SKF bearings, a new drive pin. The reason I wanted that in the kit is just in case there's a score mark where the original seals were. You get two new seals, of course, a gasket for the front cover, some new screws for the front cover and a circlip. And these two items, this gasket and this O-ring, I'm not actually sure what they're from. They're possibly for an older type kit. Oh, and I also got a tin of green Volvo Penta paint just to make it look good afterwards. And I believe this kit fits the 2001, 2 and the 2003, but please, before you spend all your hard-earned cash, just double check I'm correct on that one. So to start with, I've turned the seacock off on the inlet supply, which is from the sail drive leg. Next thing is to drain any water that's actually in the pump. The pump's secured with three 13mm AF screws. There we have it. Right, so I'll put a bit of rag in there so the dust doesn't go in, and I'm just going to clean the end of these pipes up, ready for the new O-rings, and the surface where the O-ring mates up to it.
The weather forecast was turning for the worse, with gales and possibly snow later for the east of England. Rather than getting trapped on the boat, we decided to head home. Leaving in sunshine, by the time we got back it was a whiteout.
More importantly, I found the cost of replacing the complete pump runs into a small fortune. However, with a handful of parts, you can do the job yourself and save a load of money. Hi guys, and welcome to our workshop. Now, I appreciate this job could be done on board ship. And I've got a load of tools in my workshop, but I'm going to try and keep it down to a bare minimum to replicate doing it on board. I hope that makes sense. There are three tools that I need that I don't have on board. One is a three-legged puller, set of feeler gauges, and a digital vernier caliper. I'm also making the assumption you guys can get yourselves a set of DIY tools, general purpose tools to do the job with as well. So you all know how much I enjoy shiny things, so I've been giving it a quick clean up before crack on with the rest of the task. And next bit is to remove the impeller, and I've got a little bit of an easy method of getting this out. You guys perhaps have tried using long nose pliers, but if you've got a pair of these in your outboard motor kit. They're like special pliers that expand. Put them on the widest setting and they fit in perfectly, and you can pull it straight out. So I've also got a small screw on the back. Take that out, and that's the cam out. And we don't need these O-rings in at the moment either. This next bit's perhaps not quite so easy to see, but just at the end of the screwdriver is a little nib there, and if you get your screwdriver positioned correctly, you can just get underneath this plate and lift it out. That's the plan. There you go. So that's the plate out. So the two cutaways there, and behind that, this is the seal that's been leaking. Okay, so with the pump turned over, this is the drive pin that fits inside the nylon cog, the nylon wheel, and just want to double check when I rebuild it. We have got 1 millimetre of clearance between the pin and the face of the bearing carriage there. So when I rebuild it, I'll know I've got it roughly in the right place. So sticking with my minimalistic tool idea, I'm now entering uncharted territory. I need to squeeze this roll pin out. I've got a small nail. There we go. That worked. I presume you guys are familiar with the internal circlip pliers like these. That's that one out. The next step is to push the spindle and the bearings out of the body in one go. I have made a little tool, a little dolly, just to fit in the top here. I just cut down a cap head screw so it fits in the top, and it will spread the load of the spindle on the end of the 3-leg puller as it pushes down. So with the puller in position, all I've got to do is start winding down. Before I pull the bearings off this, I'll need the spacer in the middle there. Just want to take a measurement. I'll make that about 39.5mm from the face of the bearings to the end of the shaft. So this is the next leg with the puller. I need to take that bearing off just to get to the sleeve in there. There we go. Do you know what? Number one in the UK charts is a sea shanty. I think I want to do one for this. Hey ho, and here we go with a 3-leg puller and a video. I won't spare you the next verse, but I'll fast forward this. That's that. I need to point out there's one more component in here before we trash the oil seals. I know you can just see it in there. There's an O-ring. Acts as a, I suppose, like a drip sleeve on the shaft, so the liquid comes out of these peepholes. I need to save that because it doesn't come in the kit. So this is the last part of the process before we do the rebuild. Just knock out these old seals. I hope they come out easy. There you go. Whilst knocking out the back seal, I came across another component I wasn't expecting. There's this little plastic spacer in there as well, so that's obviously got to go back in. Keeps the perfect distance between the two seals. And lastly, I don't know if you can, if I move that in close, is it going to focus in? Can you just see on the shaft there's a mark there? That's where the original seal ran, and it's worn a groove in, so I did need to replace this pin as well. Well, that brings me nicely to the end of part 1 of Volvo Penta water pump strip out. For part 2, tune in again. It's going to be called Volvo Penta water pump rebuild. And if you're lucky, you might even get to see some paint drying in it. Thank you for watching.